Okay, and we are back. Sorry about that. I hope it's working now because I don't know what happened there because it does show the mic is working. So if you be able to confirm that it is still working. Sorry about that. I don't know what is wrong. I figured out why the microphone doesn't work with both microphones I got. Unfortunately, StreamYard doesn't support at this moment. So unfortunately, yes, I have to use my iPhone's ordinary mic. Hey, thanks for joining. I'm glad it's working. Yes, Carl, as I just said, I'm sorry that I got two mics. Unfortunately, StreamYard doesn't support those two mics at the moment. I am waiting for them to resolve the issue so I can start using my mic. So I have to use my onboard mic on my phone, which is rubbish. So sorry about that. Music is okay. Sorry, I'll stick the music off there. Okay. Anyway, at least you can hear me. I'm so sorry about this. Like I said, StreamYard unfortunately doesn't support my mic. I was trying to do it on the laptop, even same issue. It's from StreamYard side. It doesn't support both my mics that I got. I've got a lab mic and I've got a Buffalo mic, and both just, yeah, they don't read. And that's why we've had this crap sound for the last how much weeks with live streaming. So I'm really sorry about that. Okay. Anyway, back to business. I'm glad you guys are all here. I'm so sorry that the stream had to start this rubbish. I was awake actually from 3 o'clock this morning. Yeah, I was trying to even get the lighting and stuff ready just so I can have a stream today. Unfortunately, I'm having the stream this early and not in the afternoon like usual because we're going to a party this evening. And yeah, I'm not going to be able to do anything now. Okay, I'm just talking much louder, so maybe that's helping. Okay, it's good to see you guys. How's everybody doing on that side of the plane? I know to me it's actually warming up quite nicely now. So you see, I can wear my shirt again. Just don't have to wear a long sleeve like oh, but I can feel it's getting a bit chilly now that the sun's starting to come up. Just want to say you guys are really awesome, and well, let's get to the housekeeping. First, I want to say thank you to all my supporters that come on. You guys are rock, and I want to say thank you. And if you want to become a Patriot member, I will put a link down in the description box after the show because, yeah, I had to refresh, so it's not there. Thank you very much for everything. And yes, thank you, Kiki's Seabass and Michael Kahn, for all your support and for joining the Rooster Den. If you don't know, I do have a merch store running at the moment, and well, all the support you guys do give really does help me. And like you see, I really do need the equipment so we can have better content. And well, I can't do it without you guys' support. Also, if you do want to be able to come and chat on the streams, one perk from being a member is coming to be able to talk on the streams and to have private chats and everything. So if you want perks, Patreon link will be down below as well. Okay. Oh, and one last thing, I did start a Telegram group as well, so let's get it ball rolling. Let's talk rugby. All Blacks. Yes, okay, I'm glad you guys are doing well. Unfortunately, I'm not really that much of a rugby fan. I used to be at a stage with sports. I mean, I was more soccer because I grew up playing soccer since I was like 3 years old. Yes, I almost went professional. Actually, I had a chance to be able to do tryouts for Blackburn Rovers at a stage, but unfortunately my visa fell through, so I couldn't do that. Yeah, those days in the sport, I mean, I constantly just woke up, slept, everything was just soccer, soccer, soccer. That was crazy time. Anyway, today's topic is elevation angles. Do we require horizontal? I want to hear everybody's thoughts on this first, and then I'm going to give my input maybe, because, yeah, I think everybody's got different opinions on how elevation angle works and what it works, because the globe side, they're going to come and tell you, listen, yeah, you're just creating a horizontal in free space, it's got nothing to do with the ground. And I hear from the flow node side, yes, it's got everything to do with the ground. Are you guys all still here? Because I do see 6 people live, but no one's commenting. Okay, so elevation angles. What is the elevation angle? Elevation angle is just simply the angle measured after you've created your horizontal. So it's got to do with, you created your horizontal, it's actually unfortunately got nothing to do with the ground underneath it. Although when you take measurements using your elevation angle, then it has something to do with the ground, because you are trying to measure a slope angle or a diversion angle. Exactly, Cole. You cannot get an angle if you do have a curved baseline. That's why they have to create a horizontal in free space that's, you know, because it's their way of getting around reality. They have to somehow go and say, okay, I got my horizontal that's got nothing to do with the ground, which is here. And then they take that and they see, okay, I'm measuring a slope angle, which, I mean, it's topography. You're going to have slopes, you're going to have inclines or whatever. And they're going to take that and say, okay, look, I'm measuring the slope angle, so therefore there's a curve. Which is just them begging the question of a globe and then affirming the consequence. Where they also don't understand a lot of the time that slope is just optical, it's not just physical. So yes, they have to actually create a horizontal. This is why they have to create horizontal, because you cannot get an angle on a curved baseline. So the baseline has to be straight and horizontal. Also, the problem the globe does face with this is when they do put a plumb bob, when they do put their plumb bob down, that plumb is only vertical for that zenith. So I'm just going to quickly try and draw it quickly. Welcome all the new guys that's just come and joined. Really appreciate all your support. Okay, let's say that is the globe. Now, every point on that surface has a new zenith. I'm going to quickly draw the zenith. So I'm going to place plumb blobs at different places, whatever, which is actually ridiculous because, I mean, like I said, you've got new zeniths at every point on that sphere. So if they're going to create their horizontal, which is touching the sphere, they want to come and tell us you can measure from here to there. But that is just ignoring that, because that is going to, at the end of the day, be their baseline. That's why they have to ignore that baseline to have that horizontal baseline, because they want a tangent touching the tip of that sphere. Hey, someone. Yeah, sorry. Unfortunately, I'm trying to resolve the issue with StreamYard still. Both my mics are not supported on StreamYard. I tried on my laptop even, tried on my phone. I mean, I got my lab mic and I got a Buffalo mic, and both unfortunately are not supported. So I might have to get another mic. It looks like the only ones that are really working at the moment that they really sound good is a Yeti. I don't have money for a Yeti at this moment. Has anybody actually seen Yetis run around? Okay, sorry about my audio again. I really do, it's really frustrating, and I know I just want to have good quality for you guys, and yeah, I'm trying my best and I really do apologize. It was better when you just fixed it, but yeah, it's what, I don't understand why it does that. I don't know, must I go closer and talk louder? It's really frustrating. Okay. So, okay. Any of you guys, did you hear everything I just said, or must I try and explain it again? Oh, sorry again. Thanks all for your support. This is quite a mess up of a stream, I have to say. It's like I'm not prepared for anything, but even though I'm trying my really hardest to do something. Okay, I'm glad you heard it. So you guys would agree that a horizontal is needed for to have an elevation angle, and this is why they have to ignore the ground to create a horizontal to have an elevation angle. So the one part, the globers are correct. You do not, it doesn't have to do with the ground. But on the other part, they are incorrect because they're using that assertion to measure the ground. That's where they get their dip angle from. Because they're first creating a free state horizontal, and then they take optical effects or slope angles and inclines to that horizontal baseline that they created. Imagine an elevator going through the core. Down would become up. Exactly. A globe doesn't have down. Flat Sabbath, you're 100% right. There is no down on a globe. There's so much contradictions in their storyline that they don't understand. I mean, that's why we're not globers, because the contradictions. Anybody that's logical thinking and actually is, how can I say, honest with himself, they're going to look at the stuff and say, hang on, something's not right, let me look further into it. But most of the people just accept it because this guy on this site said, who's got a lab coat, this is refracted because of that, and I'm saying this and that. And I can confirm it because this colleague has also said the same thing. Now, because they say it, they just accept it. Why? Because it supports their narrative. Do you honestly think consensus means reality? Then you're surely mistaken. How much times have you seen whole cities actually become a cult because they literally have their community together, and because of their consensus, everybody's wrong? That's exactly what a globe is. It's just a consensus. It's based on belief. And because that consensus says this, it doesn't matter what's presented by reality, you're going to accept it because some guy in a lab coat said that. Hey, Will, good to see you. I'm glad you could join. I just want to say hi to everybody else again. Great to be. I'm so glad that you guys could join. And yes, it's all just fallacies, Carl. All just fallacies. At the end of the day, the globe is nothing but a belief system, and all they think they can support is, well, fantasy. I've been conversing so much with the globe guys these last few days again, and I'm seeing the same thing every single time. They want to try and push me into begging the question on their globe. I tried sending a link, didn't go through. It shows elevations, angles perfectly. Can you please check it out on stream now with us? I can send the link without the H. Unfortunately, I'm on my phone. I don't know if I can try and get it on. Okay, did you email it or you're on Discord? I'm not sure if I'm going to go out now on this. It's going to still show me. Let's quickly check. I'm going to test it 2 seconds. Is it still showing? To post the link description, it should most probably show up here. Because I did try going to Discord now. I don't know if it bonked out when I tried to go to Discord. Yeah. Okay, so for all the guys that's just joined, we're talking about elevation angles and does it require horizontal? At the end of the day, you creating a horizontal in free space means yes, you require horizontal. Oh, I'm so sorry, Will. This is quite a rubbish stream, and yeah, I really do apologize to everybody about this. Like I say, I'm trying. StreamYard just has to somehow resolve the issue with my mic and everything. The line does so stable at least, so I don't know what's going on here, but yeah. So how's the weather there by you guys? I heard this last week nice and hot there in the UK, which is usually the same anyway. Yeah, I mean, in summer we sometimes reach 45 to 50 degrees even, so bush, I'm quite used to the heat. Hey Captain, good to see you. Thanks for joining. I really do appreciate all you guys' support. You guys are awesome. Without you, there is no actual channel. So, yeah, thank you for all your support. It's good to see you guys. New Zealand is cold. I actually got some family friends in Christchurch. I want to go and visit sometime, and then I've got some family in Perth and in Sydney as well. But I know I think you guys, the New Zealanders and the Australians, are not really, how can I say, hectic good buddies. I don't know, it's like you guys have some kind of rivalry between each other, even though you guys are so close. 97 degrees Fahrenheit today. What's that in Celsius? We work in Celsius actually. Oh, you're in Christchurch, that's cool. I don't know if you know Tony. What's his name now? But yeah, friendly rivalry. Yes, that makes sense. I've actually, I'm thinking about it now. They're actually asking me, they want some biltong. I've actually hang myself some Global ABS biltong this last week. It's drying out nice, yeah. It should be nice and ready today actually to start eating. Quite excited about that. Don't know if you guys can see it. Maybe I can move the light so we can. Okay. But at the end of the day, we are Anzacs. What's an Anzac, actually? Not really sure. Well, that was quite a quick discussion of elevation angles, actually. I mean, today the stream can go on for at least 2 hours, so it's quite cool. Tomorrow's stream's also gonna be early because, yeah, it's Sunday. I usually do it for you guys, the Australians, New Zealanders, and whatever. So tomorrow morning it's also early. I want to actually try streaming on Twitch sometime as well. But yeah, with the free version of StreamYard, I can't really, not yet. I can't do multiple. I can only YouTube, and YouTube comes first at the moment. So, Australia, New Zealand Army Corps, we found together. Oh, that's quite cool. Never knew that. You learn something new every day. So you guys actually fought together. So it's a good friendly rivalry, you say. Yeah, when it comes to the South African military, though, it's quite a joke. So I grew up on military bases because my dad, he was a colonel, and well, yeah. By the time I was like 19, I already moved 23 times to different army bases. So I grew up in the army, and I learned quite a few things there. So yes, I was exposed to quite a few things. It was quite awesome though, because when it came to time to school holidays, we usually went to the bush for like a month or so with my dad and all the troops and whatever. So we got to play with some smoke grenades and you know, that kind of thing. It was quite cool. I remember the one day we were at Guy Fawkes Day. We didn't have any fireworks, and there was a nice piece of felt there. So my dad started throwing grenades and stuff. The next day, me and my brother go there, and there's like just craters everywhere. That was quite cool. Fast talker, your breathe, brother, was. Yeah, I'm kind of trying to think of what can I talk about. Yeah, South Africa. you don't even want to look at the army these days. It's a joke, really. But it's good to see you guys. Thanks for just having. I think today's just going to practically be a chill chat because I don't see any trolls showing up or globe defenders to defend their beloved elevation angle that's supposed to have curve underneath. Slow roller. I would do appreciate it if you guys could share the show though, so we can get more people on the stream maybe. Hopefully the audio doesn't scare them away. Is my lighting at least okay? Because that I'm trying to work on. Like I said, I'm also saving up for a better camera so I can actually have a camera that I don't have to use the phone. That might also make a difference. Yeah, because this makeshift kind of things is kind of difficult, but I'm really trying for you guys. And then, yeah. Hey, Michael, good to see you. You woke up so early to come on, dude. Because I think it's there, what, 5:30 by you guys now? Yeah, I was awake at like 3 this morning. 4 o'clock I decided to get up and start working here to get everything ready. And then it still came out rubbish. Can you believe it? Also, are you doing a great job on your channel? I'm also doing the same. Oh, dude, are you doing Spanish? That's awesome, man. We should actually do a collab sometime. I'm glad you're doing Spanish because I know the Spanish market at the moment is actually quite huge. Thanks, man. I'm glad you'll share the show. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Michael, appreciate you. It's one of the Rooster Den Patreons without his support. Yeah, because he's really helping me. I really appreciate everything. Hey, Michael Barrow, why won't you take Mctoon's challenge? Because it's not a challenge. I've explained it before. It's a redundant challenge. He's debunked himself on the first statement, and like Ruaf proving with the live stream, he has to use flat to make his globe. It's as simple as that. I've tried to explain it as simple as possible. Yeah, he has no challenge. Okay. Okay, so when it comes to Will, I'll contact you sometime and we can see if we can work out some kind of thing, because I think the Spanish market, like I said, is very big at the moment, especially because you even get the people that want to just translate the English live streams for the Spanish viewers, because look at Brazil with the flat earth market. There's so much Brazilian flat earthers in there that speak Portuguese and Spanish. I've even had some Spanish Brazilians trying to contact me at some stage. So that's cool. So prove it's redundant by doing it. Mike, I actually have screenshots where he asked me after my triangulation video to triangulate a position. He gave 2 locations on a flat, and I did it for him. You know what he did after that? He just ran away, ignored it. I used triangulation. I used actual triangles, and I used cosines and everything. I used trigonometry on a flat earth, and I got both positions correct. He even admitted I got it correct, and then I don't hear anything about that anymore. You know why? Because it can only be done on a flat earth. Same with Rua proving it. When he did his calculations are based on radius after he has the horizontal already. After. You first have to create horizontal flat, then you have to beg the question because you have a belief, and therefore it's redundant. Okay. I knew I'd find some of usual suspects in here. Hey Goldie, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining. It's so good to see everybody here. All your guys' support really helps me. I really appreciate it. Remember, if you want to chat, want to join the chat sometime, that's one of the perks of being a Patreon, even a Rooster. You'll be able to get links to be able to come and chat on here sometime. Mike, Kick-Ass, hey dude, Kick-Ass, good to see you. Also another Patreon. Really appreciate you guys' support. You guys can just let me know. I can drop you a link if you want to come in and chat sometime. It's really cool. I want to see that video. Okay, I'll link the video in the description box afterwards because I think you have seen it. This is why I said, even came to a video where it was some 2 locations. It came from me working out that locations, because I actually showed how you can triangulate just from using the sun's position alone. going to be exactly the stars. You're going to use your 90. You're going to take your declination angle off, which is only optical because you're measuring from a celestial sphere, which is based on planar geometry. You do not, this is what I think refracted curve was trying to explain to Mctoon and Ruoff as well. The reason the celestial sphere is based on planar geometry is because you have a horizontal and then you measure your angle to the celestial sphere based on that horizontal. Without the horizontal baseline, you're not going to have your angle measurement because everybody knows the adjacent needs to be flat to be an angle. You rock, dude. It's great to see you. Yeah, we'll contact his email. Yeah, my email is also on my about page. You should see it there, and then yeah, we'll definitely work out something. Mom bedtime. Yeah, okay. How can you see when your head's stuck in the clouds? Yeah. It's actually funny. Mctoon was awake earlier, commenting on my videos. You know, he owes it Flat Earth at $10,000. If you guys haven't watched that video, please go ahead. QNFee'a did a great job. I know he's working on another project about this to actually demolish it totally. QNFee'a is quite a character, I would say, but it's a fun character, so I take it. That's why I enjoy it. But yeah, stay tuned because he's definitely going to bring another video out on it. And well, Mctoon's hopes and dreams are shattered. Let's put it that way. Okay, how do you explain the moon being a measurable distance away from a radar? Again, it comes down to begging the question and having a belief on the distance and radar. Okay, how do you know it's not hitting something else? How do you know the moon is actually physical? How do you know it's just not electromagnetic waves bouncing off somewhere because of, it's just all speculation. Heck, it can just be a disk, it can be a sphere, as you said, it can be a reflection of something. You just don't know. At the end of the day, it's all speculation, what the moon is and the distance. I'm glad you enjoyed the video. I found it quite entertaining. The Globers don't like it though, even though it's one of my best performing videos for the last 10 videos put out. So obviously it's doing well. Yeah, Chris Effie, good to see you. Yeah, sorry about my mic. I did say earlier, unfortunately StreamYard doesn't support any of my mics. I have a Buffalo mic and I have a lav mic. I just keep on buying mics, but they just don't seem to be supported by StreamYard, unfortunately. So they are trying to resolve the issue. I might have to look at getting something like a Yeti or something because that does support on StreamYard. And unfortunately, I can't do that until I have enough money. So all you guys support, if you can, buy merch because it does help. Or if you can support me on Patreon, I'll be able to do that as quick as possible. Okay, let's see what Mike says. Because it gets measured all the time by different observatories. Okay, is it measured or is it calculated, Mike? Because can you explain the process to us? Because I've come across a very particular thing. You guys don't understand the difference between measured and calculated. So you don't care about scientific evidence. It's not science. Where's the IV and DV, Mike? There's no science in taking a radar and pointing it at the moon and saying, oh, this is the distance because I've calculated a distance. It's not science. It's just simply making assertions and affirming the consequence based on those assertions. Oh, yeah. Very good video. Yeah, thanks, Chris. I did watch it as well. I've actually downloaded it. He took a flight with his infrared camera again. And man, the things he saw on there, which is totally impossible to globe, even with your beloved refraction or whatever. Remember, infrared cancels out refraction to quite a considerable amount. So I suggest you go and watch that video. Well, I think I'll put the link in the description box after. Yeah, okay. So you don't care about science. Oh, I already read that. Exactly, Cole. There's no science. It's just a religious belief, and that's it. They haven't even been able to back up this religious belief. Hey, P900 Cool Pics. Great to see you. Also, great channel to go watch, guys. Really takes great observations. It's good to see you guys. I'm so happy all of you can join. Okay, let's see what Michael. Neither radar or an observatory is science. Exactly. Also, another thing that they seem to get confused with is they think technology is somehow science. And then when you tell them it's not science, they come and they say their argument is, so you think technological advancement is not thanks to science? No. Technology has nothing to do with science. You can use science to help further technology, but it's not science. There's a difference. Science requires an IV and a DV, and you have to literally go and observe it in reality, and you have to figure out what is the cause for that observation. That is science. Okay. Yes, the moon is measured via radar and lasers. Project Diana did it all the way back in 1946, and the lunar laser reflector experiment has been lunar laser. Okay, I want to challenge you on something, Mike. Place a mirror 10 kilometers from you. You can place it high, so you can get past your Earth curve. Try and take a laser point and point it at that laser, at that mirror. Make sure you hit that mirror and make sure that laser bounces back to you, so you can pick it up. Can you do that challenge for me, please? Okay, I have a 17-mile sea level canal next to a topographic map, and the depth charts are below. Exactly. Caveman actually brought out a good video on this. And yes, that canal doesn't have locks as far as I know for how much miles? So yes, water always finds its level because, well, that's physics. When you get the people that say, but you can see curvature over water, that's just a belief again, because water finds its level. And level, as we all know, is horizontal, flat. No place higher or lower than its reference. That's why you get main sea level, 0. You can come to South Africa and you have 0. You can go to Australia, you have 0. You go to America, you have 0. And how much thousands of miles is between them, and it's all sea level. Yes, you get topography, but it's all based on that horizontal. Okay. Going great in flat Florida. I hear you guys are still having some, or is it LA? I'm not sure. With those water shortages. More than 70 feet missing dry earth. Yeah, I mean, I should actually do it sometime when I go again to some family and friends when we drive, when we call the platteland, which means flat land. It's literally kilometers and kilometers and kilometers, just absolutely flat. So there's no reason you would think curving or going up. It's flat. Just like the Bolivian salt flats, it's like flat. It's crazy. Before they went to the moon, they had laser reflectors. It's amazing how they pre-planned everything to work out. Okay. By the time the light reflected back, the reflectors would have moved. Exactly, Carl. Angle of incidence changes constantly. The things contradict themselves. I mean, that moon is supposedly rotating while we're rotating, and we're moving away at a different speed, and it's crazy. People still believe that? Yes, Goldie, unfortunately, people do believe that. Okay, let's see, Mike. No, because I don't have the proper laser or equipment. You don't answer my question. I did. I just gave you a challenge. Is this not a challenge to you? I thought you can go and back up your claims that you can hit a laser with a laser on the moon for a little reflector. I'm trying to show you it's physically impossible. Yeah, it's like, how are you going to get that measurement perfect? That's what it says. Just calculations based on an assuming and then affirming the consequent. There's no actual validity to your claim. And if I ask you to back it up with demonstration, you can't do it. Doesn't mean you don't have the right equipment. It means it can't be done. You can try and struggle. You might get it right. And if you do get it right, it means it's flat. You know why? Because it didn't go over a curve. It came back straight. But at the end of the day, you're going to lose. Yes, Captain Caveman. Earth proves Earth. Glovers love pointing to the sky to prove Earth curvature. Yeah. It's like the pool table argument. Because all the balls are circular, therefore the table is to be circular as well. Okay, let's see. Meanwhile, space is physically impossible. Exactly, Michael. Thanks for reminding us. Second law of thermodynamics violation. We are breathing at this moment, so obviously space is fake as you know it. Is there something up there? Obviously, we're not stupid, we're not blind, we can see there's something up there. But is space as we are being told? Definitely not. Because the aim of the laser is very precise. Okay? Like I said, so you don't have refraction then anymore, or you don't have, how are you going to get it right? How much thousands of kilometers is that so-called mirror again, that reflector? It's crazy. One thing also don't get is they got such great satellite imagery to be able to shoot. I mean, look at James Webb telescope that they can shoot and look at the galaxy so far away. It's such perfect harmony, but they can't just point it back to us and just say, yo, look at that guy reading a newspaper on the beach, which is much closer. Or let's look at the reflector on the moon. They can't do that. Or let's look back and see the actual satellites orbiting the Earth. Oh wait, they can't even get the Earth itself in full glory. Everything is images created on the computer. I know because I was a graphic designer for 10 years, and it's quite easy to see. It's just imagery, and it's plain out even on everybody's site, all the space agency sites. It's computer generated. Even your latest beloved James Webb picture, it's just CGI. Exactly, that's why they can't accept balloons, because it killed their paradigm. There is no curve between here and the moon. Who said anything about curve? You still have to go through atmo to be able to see, and therefore you have refraction, just like you guys claim there's refraction with the star when you see it from the ground, so there has to be refraction to your moon as well. So it's like taking curving. Remember that movie with where they curve the bullet with what's that, Tomb Raider woman? Yeah, whatever. When you have to shoot the bullet and it curves, that's the same thing you're trying to do here. You're trying to curve that laser beam with refraction to a moving object and get the signal back and say, this is the distance. Don't you think that's a bit absurd? Nobody here is being that dismissive. Okay. Well, yes, it's less than tiny. It's individual protons, they say. What is a proton actually? How can they, even protons and everything, their theories. With theory, it actually works quite well, but is it physically proven to be a proton, or it's just, I don't know. How do you prove that scientifically there? Okay, the VLT telescopes in ESO Chile uses 4 times 24 watt lasers to hit a saline layer 90 kilometers up, which creates an illumination, so the observations of twinklings can be removed, so the image becomes clear. That's actually quite clever if you think about it. So they actually have to go and, how can I say, alter the observation to get their desired. Photon, not photons. You do get photons as well, Mike. Very, very bad semantics. Trying to obfuscate from the actual point made to tell us photon and not photons. Okay. Jackson, that sodium layer just blows my mind. That is quite cool. I actually want to look up on that because I didn't actually know that. Okay, so thanks to everybody that's joined again. Really do enjoy you guys having here. If you guys want to come and chat, be sure to become a patron member. I mean, the cheapest one is, I think, $3 a month for the Rooster Den, and you get some quite cool perks to come in. Yeah, so it would be great if anybody does want to join, because the support is really going to help me to get, like I said, a better mic, so you have better equipment to have better streams and videos, because I really want to get better mic, first of all. That is supported by StreamYard, so we don't have this crackling and rubbish chat. And then it's going to probably be a camera and then lighting. But yeah, I need your guys' support. So any support will be appreciated. If you do, you also have a merch store. So merch store is there, up and running. put the link in description below. And then also I do have a Patreon support, a Telegram set up, so I'll put that link below as well. Light is made of photons, not protons. Photons, yes, it's made of photons. Like I said before, it's all just a theory though, and not proven. Okay. Yes, it's all just according to them. At the end of the day, it's just a belief. Okay, so I know the topic was elevation angles. Should we go through it again for the new guys about elevation angles? There's so much things that do come off elevation angles, even your beloved laser to the moon, because you have to require horizontal to get that angle, to get measurements. But like I said, it's not measurement actually, because it's just calculations, because it's just travel. And is it going around a curve, around refracted curve, or what is it going around to get to their moving target? So what part of the electromagnetic wave stops being electromagnetic and becomes light particle? Also a good question. No idea. I mean, what part of anything stops being electromagnetic just because it's electromagnetic? I mean, look what happens when you change in altitude. The electromagnetic, how can I say, strength changes. So nobody can deny that there is electromagnetic forces at play everywhere in the world, no matter what. Okay, Michael, enjoy your coffee. I've already had like 2 cups this morning. I don't think I should have another one now. Yeah. Horizontal distance, exactly, caveman. It's just horizontal distance. Okay. Photons are specifically wavelength, and it is pulsed at a specific frequency that is observable. Yes, I agree. I didn't say it's not. If you flash a light on it and off, the light matches your actions, and you could be reasonably sure. Again, making assumptions and then affirming the consequence based on those assumptions. The first problem you had here, you have a belief what a photon is. Then you base off what you observe on that belief. So first you're begging the question on what it is without actually proving what it is first. Then you're observing something based on that proof, and you're affirming the consequent. In the end of the day, you didn't prove that photons are photons. You just proved that you're affirming the consequent based on your belief of what photon is, if that makes sense. The word you put up on celestial navigation this morning from that person was second to none. It was great. Yeah, thanks, Science. I'm glad you do. I'll put the link down below. Mctoon is really making excuses not to pay, but yeah, I didn't expect anyway, because he didn't, McPhee, just like me, didn't keep to the rules, you could say. So I understand why he's not paying, but yeah, it's not a challenge in the first place. Do globers use a flat plane that is superimposed into the globe as a flat baseline and horizon, or do they use a tangent plane on a curved surface to get their baseline? Yes, guys, that's the problem. They first have to create the elevation angle, which is horizontal, in free space. For this to happen, they have to literally hang a plumb bob or create vertical, which is a new zenith at every point on Earth. So if I have to have my zenith here with me and I take a step forward, the zenith has changed. Even if it's just a millimeter, it's changed. Your angles separate. So the further you go away, the further the angle has to separate. Now, their problem is that's why they have to create the flat horizontal, the elevation angle, which has nothing to do with the ground. But then they go and affirm measuring the ground based on that horizontal. So in other words, yes, they are affirming that they're taking the ground after they've created the horizontal. You have to create the horizontal because you cannot get an angle measurement from the curved surface, because you're adjacent, curving. I'm going to maybe draw this quickly. Let's imagine this is the Earth, the curved baseline. This is the vertex. This is the angle, correct? There is new points on each of that one. So that way it's going to be new angles. An angle here like this. What is that? Doesn't matter where you're measuring it. It's still the same angle because you require two straight lines. That's what an angle is. That's why they can't use a curved baseline. They have to first create a horizontal, which is the elevation angle, and then they have to work in their curve for that afterwards. Okay. Time out, sick, all the pointless questions. Space is fake. Space is fake, Michael. And yeah, awesome. Okay, Mike, well, there's definitely camps in the physics who have alternative models. Practical physics and real and not greatly. Exactly. I mean, I don't know if you've seen how much geocentric scientists there are today as well. Credited. Thousands of them. Why are there geocentric scientists that are credited in a heliocentric consensus scientific so-called world? Just a thought. Hey, Brenda. Yes, audio is terrible. Thanks for reminding me. Everybody's keep telling me that because, unfortunately, yeah, I'm saving up now for another mic, my third mic, so that StreamYard can actually work with my mic. Because the first two mics I got are not supported by StreamYard. Hopefully they can sort that out soon. Okay. Take your poster of NASA down. He probably sleeps with the poster in his bed too. You want to debate this sometime? No, sorry, Brenda, I don't do debates anymore. Especially not with you, because remember the last time we had a talk on FED a few years ago when you told me you get multiple horizons. I think you told me you get 3 or 4 horizons. Yeah. And where did it get us? Nowhere, because you still do what you do. Debates are pointless these days. Unfortunately, it's just not worth it. Are you open to changing your mind, Brenda? Unfortunately, Kika, Brenda's not. I know this because, yeah, chatted to Brenda a few times. So, I mean, Brenda, have you conceded yet that shoe is not a phenomena? Because I haven't seen you concede that yet. Let's see. Yes, there are three horizons at least. See what I'm saying, guys? This is the reason why I don't debate Brenda. There are not 3 horizons. Singular, plural, horizon. It's an apparent position. It requires sight. Apparent position where the sun, where the sky and the ground appear to meet. In other words, 3-dimensional, horizontal plane moving out from you. The further the field of view is going, the further you're pushing the apparent position of the sky and the ground to meet. So, 1 horizon, 1 horizontal. There, no need to debate, just debunked you totally. Okay, why did your mods block me? I didn't swear or say anything mean to you guys. No, they didn't block you, they just timed you out because you're asking mindless questions over and over and parroting. I mean, I get blocked all the time on your guys' servers, coming there just because I'm saying you guys are wrong. I actually show citation and I get blocked or get sworn at by everybody, but as soon as I say something, then I get blocked. So I trust my mods, they'll do their job correct. Okay. Exactly. Stay on topic. He can't stay on topic. Okay. I'm trying to see 3 horizons too, Brenda. Pass it around. Brenda's probably smoking some really hectic stuff. Okay. So yeah, definitely not 3 horizons because it's called horizon. When it does come to using a sextant, they have multiple horizons, which is still a physical, how can I put it, physical surface with a standard horizon. This is why you have a sensible horizon. The sensible horizon is the actual horizon that you see, because they know it's optical. They have to take this optical horizon and actually touch it to a physical horizon, which is redundant because there's no such thing as a physical horizon. It's based on a physical surface, but the horizon is simply an apparent position from the sky and the ground that meets. Does that make sense? Okay. Geometric apparent, celestial at least. If you want to know my position and phenomenology, you'll have to talk to me. Okay, that doesn't really make sense what you just said, but we already know your position. You've been disputing it for the last how many years? Okay. Top of the water never lies. Go talk to the water. Mr. Obvious, good to see you. Yes, correct. It's just level. Level lies flat. Water lies flat. Level lies flat. But level is flat. That's why when they say level and they say it's curved, you want to cringe because you're like, can you read? What did you learn in school? I mean, if you have to walk into any place and tell them, listen, yeah, my water level is showing curve, they're going to laugh at you. Yeah. Hey, Whitey, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Yeah. Okay. One thing also, yes, exactly, Captain. They want to prove the Earth by looking away from the Earth. It's one of the oldest arguments they bring. Because they can't prove what they're standing on. So to prove what they stand on, they have to use belief based on what they see in the sky. Okay. I just want to say all your guys' support is really appreciated. And then if you guys want to have a chat, I do have a Patreon link. I'll stick it in the description box below. And then we take it from there. Let's see. You don't know my position. I was not allowed to explain by bully boy Nathan. False, Nathan. I spoke with you myself a few times, and you said exactly the same thing. I've even spoken with you on gems and stuff. So don't come and lie and say you couldn't put your position. You just explained your position a few minutes ago, saying there's 3 horizons. And yeah, there's definitely not 3 horizons. Goldie, unfortunately, they have to make up shit saying he muted them. But I mean, it's funny because I get muted all the time when I go over to their places. I mean, they literally lower your mic volume, or they mute you, or they talk over you, or they have 5 or 6 people blabbering over you, and they will tell you to shut up while they're talking. So yeah, that's all they actually do. And yes, what's Nathan got to do with the show? I don't know. Brenda got zapped. Yeah. Unfortunately, Brenda is one of those die-hard cult Globe members. Yeah. It's good to see all the newcomers here. It's great to see you guys. Welcome. We did talk about the elevation angle earlier. We're still having a conversation about level. At the end of the day, again, yes, you require horizontal, and that's why the globe has to create this horizontal in free space so they can ignore the curved ground so they can have an angle. But the problem is when they take this angle measurement, they reify measuring the ground. So by taking this to measure the ground, you just invalidated your argument that you're not taking the ground into account when placing your horizontal. You've placed your horizontal in free space, you're measuring dip angle, which is just declination or inclines and slopes, because we live with a world with topography. It's as simple as that. Your belief on measuring something optical or even slopes or whatever is now your globe. Yeah, you get to a point where you just can't take this tolerance. You just, I don't know. Sometimes I'm wondering how we actually keep it out of these people. You actually have to grow hair on your teeth or something because it's crazy. Yes, I mean, that's what makes a good mod. If you have zero tolerance for either side. If they just overstep the boundary and the mod does his job, he's doing his job. Iron VVI, good to see you. Is it right that elevation angles to stars do not change with your height? Of course it changes. Elevation has everything to do with the elevation angle. Yes, when they say elevation angle has nothing to do with altitude elevation, it's just a farce because, like I said, you're creating a horizontal and you're doing it in free space. That's why they have the vertical and the horizontal too, which is perpendicular. And where you change the elevation of that, it's going to change the angle to the star because it's going to change the altitude of the star towards the observer. So yes, it definitely does change. The thing you're going to need to know though is without the horizontal baseline, you're definitely not going to get your angle measurement. Yeah, it's good to see you guys. Welcome everybody that's come in. Anybody else got any questions that you would like me to try and answer? Like I said, I don't go and say I know everything. I'm not going to lie and give you answers if I don't know. I'm just going to tell you straight out if I know what I know. Owner brains work best when open, like a pair of cute. Cute. That's a good one. Yeah, I mean, remember I placed a social experiment out a few years ago, which I actually stopped doing because at the beginning I even saw where it's going. I actually wanted to put information out about it because it was literally just a social experiment to see how honest each side was to an argument. That was the hence why I actually did, oops, where's the curve? Because I wanted to see on the flatter side, how are you reacting to, yes, they're taking an inferior mirage out, which is optical, it's not physical. How are you being honest with the actual thing? And I wanted to see with the Glover side. From the Glover's down, hands down, shown dishonesty. I think I maybe picked up 1% of Glovers that told me, yes, I understand your argument. But that's literally like 1%. Out of thousands and thousands and thousands of attempts from Glovers telling me you removed frames instead of looking at the actual argument. So at the end of the day, that's why I didn't bring it out. Why must I carry on with the with showing a social experiment where it's hands down shown Glovers are dishonest when it comes to arguments? Because that was the reason for the social experiment. Hey Kev, good to see you. I'm glad you came in. Kevlar is also quite awesome. He's always on FED also a lot. Good to see. Okay, good. I like to shoot the laser across the ocean past the alleged Earth curve and see if water level is actually local or always constantly flat. Good idea, but the problem with that is they're going to come and tell you the laser is bending with the Earth. We've had this so much times. How much times have they shown a laser gets across to a place that's impossible on a curve? Then they just spew it refracts with the Earth. So at the end of the day, it's just a redundant argument actually, but it disproves them, but they don't get it. On FED, they were saying the angle to the star is the same at 10 kilometers altitude with a bubble sextant. Yes, as it is in the ground. Okay, no, that I do not really agree with, because like I said, your angle will change because, how am I going to put this? If this is the star, and this is your horizontal, if you're moving up, see it's changing that angle towards the star. I don't know if they may be saying because it's just 10 kilometers, but I mean, the centimeter is a centimeter. It changes even if it's 0.0001 degree change. It's still a change in angle. You only need 2 points, Brenda, for what? What do you need 2 points for, Brenda? Okay, you don't need a baseline to get an elevation angle. Yes, you do. That's what they do with the elevation angle. They create the horizontal baseline. How else do you get a depression angle if you don't have a horizontal baseline? How else do you get your slope angle if you don't have a horizontal baseline? Brenda, please explain that. Oh yeah, but you have 3 horizons, so. Okay. Let's see if she'll be able to define elevation angle for us. Because it's simply an elevation angle is creating a horizontal baseline in free space based on your vertical, and then taking measurements off of that horizontal. That's why they measure their slope angles or their depression angles, inclines, and then voila. But they couldn't get it without first creating their horizontal, which is planar geometry. Welcome to Flat Earth. Okay. The observer is the vertex. Why keep trying to debunk the manual? Yeah, the vertex is the point with two straight lines. You really need to understand that point, the vertex, requires two straight lines because it's the opening of those two straight lines that give that vertex the angle. If your one opening is curved on every point, you're not going to have the same opening as it goes on. That's why with the straight actual angle with two lines, doesn't matter where between those lines, it's the same angle because it measures from the vertex. Okay, an angle consists of 3 points. Yeah, it's the vertex and the 2 points. You just debunked your actual argument that you can have a curved baseline. The observer and two targets. No. Points and the distance between them. No baseline needed. Brenda, you just debunked yourself. The angle consists of 3 points, which is the vertex. That's an angle. The measurement, you are talking about measuring an angle. The angle itself requires a flat baseline. Measuring an angle requires you to have that flat baseline first, as I just explained. You just debunked yourself in your own argument. Yep, Brenda debunked. Level an angle and angles don't curve. Exactly, Flat Sabbath. There's no such thing as a curving angle. These days, if people are trying to tell me in calculus, can you measure an angle? No, you don't measure angles in calculus. You calculate angles. That's why you can have curves and you can calculate that angle on a curve. That's why when they stick a protractor onto that curved line, they're getting an angle measurement because that protractor is literally a straight angle measurement on a curve. That's why refracted curvature was trying to explain to them as well. You literally taking an angle which is to a curve. You cannot use a curve as an angle measurement. They think it's on. There's a difference between to and on. That's all he was trying to explain to them. Instead, did you see how dishonest they are? And they told him he doesn't have the credentials that he does because he didn't want to get sucked into their, how can I say, red herring fallacies and strawman arguments. Because at the end of the day, all they do is they take something and they misrepresent. And that's exactly what Ruaf and them did. And I stick 100% by refracted curvature on what he was saying there. Would I have said a few things differently? Yes. But if nobody's the same. But yeah, I think he did a great job trying to keep it up with two guys debating it. I mean, I don't know how that's moderating when Mctoon is talking for Ruaf the whole time. And unfortunately, that's how it is on these guys' sites. Come for a moderated debate and all they do is talk. The moderators jump in and talk the whole time. Then it's not actually a debate. Okay. No, you just need a line of sight to two separate points to measure an angle. No baseline required. Again, you debunked yourself in your own sentence. Have a line of sight. 2 points. An angle requires 2 rays from a vertex. Line of sight means no curve. Do you know that? Okay. The angle is an angle. The sextant is an angle measuring device, no baseline. Brenda, bring up a picture quickly of a sextant reading, please. You can go on my site. You can see up on my channel, and you can see sextants. How I can explain to you and things about the sextants, how I use it, and everything. You definitely require horizontal. That's why you have a bubble sextant that creates an artificial horizon, because sextant relies on horizons. And when you are using a normal sextant, it relies on horizon because it needs horizontal baseline. Horizon means horizontal. Yeah. Cheers, Cole. Thanks for joining. I really do appreciate it. I will be at the same time tomorrow morning on if you are there. But have a great day or evening or wherever you guys are. Cheers. Evening, eating dinner. Okay. Cheers, dude. Thanks for coming. Really appreciate it. Okay, Kahn, you've not defined elevation angle, Brenda. No, she hasn't even defined angle yet. She doesn't even know what an angle is. I don't know. Brenda, is she there? Yeah. Okay. Well, Brenda hasn't defined an elevation angle. She hasn't defined what an angle is. Cheers, dude. Blessings. Brenda, you might want to get some help. You see, this hurts my brain. Horizon does not mean horizontal. The word horizon stems from horizontal. It's literally horizontal. That's the word horizon. It's a horizontal plane. I don't know what definitions you guys get, but horizon means horizontal. It's an apparent position on that horizontal. Otherwise, it would have called it a curve horizon, not a horizon. Think about it. Is it called a curve horizon or a horizon? Brenda? Exactly. These people are mentally insane. Maybe we should put up some fund for psychiatric help for these guys. I don't know. It's literally coming to the point where I want to do a GoFundMe just so I can get psychiatric help for people like this. Literally. 100% justified, exactly. Thanks, Michael. You're doing a great job. Brenda is just totally insane. I don't know if anybody else is going to try and drop in and make the same absurd claims as she has, but yeah. I hope at least bringing some information to the table on these streams, because I do try. It's not like I'm just trying to babble on, although it does seem to me sometimes I'm just talking. Still getting used to talking to a phone the whole time. But it's good to see all you guys on. Again, thanks to all my patrons. You guys are awesome. Yeah. I don't want any dead air, so I don't know what I have to talk about. You guys have any other topics you want to discuss about, or do you still want to talk about angles and elevation? I would have loved for Mctoon to actually pop in, because like I said, he was commenting earlier, but he seems to have kind of, yeah, got scared of coming live stream. So I'm getting a bit chilly now because the sun has just come closer, and it's weird if the sun rises, how it seems to get cooler in the mornings, eh? I mean, aren't we supposed to be getting closer to the sun? Why is it getting cooler? Just want to quickly put on a jersey. Okay. I love to hear Mctoon trying to explain his stars modeled out in the video. He can't explain it. He can't. You know what the excuses is? I've been seeing, they're saying that these lines, angles are wrong. They're saying it's wonky. And I mean, I've been trying to explain this to Mctoon for how long as well. It doesn't work on your globe. They literally split out from each other. They don't go together, no matter the distance. The actual problem is, the further the distance, the more they split out from each other. And that's if you get your angle on the globe, which you can't really get because they require a curved, like a flat baseline. So, exactly. Horizon is the bloody phrase horizontal. I don't understand how they don't get that, but yeah. Is flat in Australia and New Zealand area? Kevlar, no, I'm in South Africa. I'm in the bush, in Tabazimbi. It's quite awesome. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever want to move out of the bush again, because how often is it you can go 5 kilometers from your home and see the big five? I mean, this last weekend, or the weekend before that, we went just driving 10 Ks out here, and I got to see rhino, elephants, buffalo, you name it. It's quite cool. And it's all literally just on my doorstep. I mean, I had monkeys last weekend trying to get into my kitchen. So, yeah, I've had a zebra already at the river that was close to my old house. So it's quite cool to be living in the bush. And it's great also seeing where I am in the bush, mountains around me the whole time. Yeah. So I'm definitely not going to move anytime soon. Let's put it that way. It's quite a beautiful place. I've said it many times, the similarity between horizon and horizontal. Exactly. There's no such thing as a curve horizon, because if they said there's a curve horizon, then they would have said it. There's a reason why it's horizon and not curve horizon. Also, one of the arguments I'm getting, I don't know if these people actually read up on history or anything, but nautical mile. Their argument is because of nautical mile, therefore globe, which is totally nonsense. In history, the reason nautical mile came to be was because a ship needed to know its speed. Knots. That's why you have knots. They used knots on a rope with planks, and they work out their speed as they were going. So if they had 15 knots going in at a time, that was a nautical mile or whatever. They measured their speed in knots per nautical mile. That's why you don't use nautical miles on land, because it comes from the sea. It wasn't only until 1929 that they standardized nautical mile. Just maybe people look up history of it and understand that it wasn't derived from a radius. It's now derived as a radius for standard from the 1900s because they need to affirm their globe, but it wasn't always. It came from they needed to measure their speed in knots with their distance over an ocean. Okay, let's see what Brent has to say. The word horizon derives from deep, separating circle, from the verb to divide, to separate. Yes, it's separation, exactly. But can you put the whole definition on, Brenda? Yeah, we don't just put a tiny bit on. We put the whole definition on. You know that part where it says horizon is horizontal and flat? Oopsie. Okay. I agree, Brenda is pretty nuts. These nuts. Brenda, you might have to get some help to come and help you talk, because you're failing very miserable to defend your globe. By the way, has anybody managed to debunk any of the housekeeping questions at PD yet? I don't think so, because I still download that video, the live stream every day, and I have not seen any. If they do attempt, they fail miserably. Yes, exactly. It was from Quora, and Quora, I can go and type on Quora. Sorry, I can go and type on Quora now, and I can say Brenda is loopy, and it's going to be considered science because I said Brenda's loopy on Quora, which he actually is. They use nautical miles in aviation, not on ships. Were there ships in the night? Were there planes in the 1900s and like 1800s and 1700s, AXL? Just because they use nautical miles now with planes doesn't mean it's not used in ships. Ships still use nautical miles too. It was derived from ships because that was the first mode of transportation from continent to continent. A plane can use nautical miles, but it's not using it over land. It's using it in the air because it's derived now from radius. Like I said, it wasn't created from the radius. It was created from ships trying to know their position and speed. Okay. I don't think you need to make evidence for a make-believe model. Just the game is exactly. If it's true, you don't need to make evidence. You can just support evidence with actual demonstration or proof. Something we still haven't been able to get anything from the globe guys. Yeah. So has Brenda gone, or don't see her anymore? But yes, XR, like I was saying, the nautical mile in aviation, not just ships. The reason they use it is because they're flying in the air, and it's the new accepted, more accurate model, because long and lat is now with nautical miles. But it never used to be that way when it was first derived. It was derived simply because they needed to know their speed, and because they were traveling on the water, aka nautical, marine. Okay, I hope you learned something there. And besides, if you had to understand why the black swan is so detrimental, you'd understand latitude and longitudes are not 100% then. because you don't have a physical curve to have your physical distances you claim. So in other words, your latitude and longitudes would change because it's refracted, remember? Just thoughts. Oopsie, my light just fell. Yeah, see the sun's coming up quite nicely now. Okay, so what's everybody up to that side of the plane, stationary plane? Because I haven't been able to feel any movement of yet. I remember when I first started my YouTube channel, I actually wanted to bring a video, but I did it on Twitter and Facebook. It was before YouTube. I placed a 5 Rand coin on a countertop, and I left it for like 2 weeks. And I took photos of it every day and video to show, look, it hasn't moved an inch or anything. That was quite cool. Black Swan was the burial of the globe back in 2020. Exactly. As soon as they had to parrot refraction, they've literally just thrown their whole physical globe away. That's the reason why 11 frames was also so detrimental to them, because they literally conceded that I took their physical curve away when I removed an optical illusion. I really have, and there's so much black swans coming out these days. I mean, you can't really call it a black swan anymore because there's just so much. Now there's more black swan than it is white swans these days, actually. Dr. John D had another black swan now the other day again, was really great. Michael Kahn also has some great black swans. Let's see, Brenda, it's easy to refute the housekeeping questions. Is that so? Which one do you want to tackle first? This is exciting. Everybody, Brenda's going to defeat the housekeeping questions on FED. Brenda, please choose one and then we'll go through it. How's that? Okay. Okay, Brenda, let's wait for your one housekeeping question to want to refute. And remember, to refute actually means to bring up evidence. Okay? Not just your belief. Okay, so we are just waiting on Brenda to bring up just one she wants to refute, so we can talk about that. So we're just waiting on Brenda. Anytime now, Brenda. Anytime. Yes, Kevlar. Choose wisely, Brenda, because this is going to be fun. Choose wisely. Waiting for Brenda. Anybody that's just joined, Brenda is about to debunk the housekeeping questions on FED. She says it's very easy to refute. So keep your heads peeled and your ears open so we can hear what she has to say. Well, read because she's typing. Okay, where are you? Just want to say, if you haven't already, please do boop the like button and share the show, because it does help the algorithm to push out to more people, so more people can be able to see my content. Thank you very much for your support. I really do appreciate it. You guys rock. And while we're at it, I do have a Patreon store available, like a Patreon membership available if you do want to come in on the chat, because that is one of the perks for the patrons. And also I have a merch store in case you want to buy some merch. Thank you very much. Brenda will be here after a timeout. Oh, she had timeout, unfortunately. Okay, Michael, let's just wait for a timeout to run it. But it does give her a chance to, it is her, I think. Anyway, it does give Brenda a chance to think on what it wants to talk about. What do you guys think on the housekeeping questions? What's so easy to debunk about provable, observable reality? I mean, some of them are so insanely should be easy to debunk. Why hasn't no one actually done it? I've seen people try and attempt, and then when they do try and attempt to bring it up, they fail miserably because they don't provide anything other than showing they have a belief. So, Brenda, where are you? Yeah. Okay. So while we wait for Brenda, we can talk about elevation angles. I don't know what more we can talk about elevation angles for. Culture Cats. Hey, dude, welcome. Why did you say it? Are you a prick? Say what? What did it? Because you don't even know if it's a female or a male. That's why I said Brenda for it. Must I say she-male, him-male, but I'm sorry, I don't want to offend anybody, but I don't know if Brenda's a male or female. Does that offend you now, Culture Cats? Because, I mean, it kind of offends me when you come and tell me, why did I have to say that I'm a prick? Do you know? Because as far as I know, Brenda's not actually female. That's what I think. Yes, thank you for timing that out, that prick out as well. Because this guy literally comes onto my channel to troll. I mean, why do you have someone that's got a channel of like 60,000 subscribers and stuff, going onto a small little channel like mine and trying to troll me every day? He still has yet to come back to me about his gas pressure out of container as well. Yes, hardly going to be active here, yet you are active on my channel daily, trolling my channel. So, Culture Cats, can you explain to me what's wrong with calling Brenda it if I don't understand if it's if she's or him is a female or male? It's just logical sense. I'm not going to call a rock a tree if I know it's a rock. Anything, Cats? But it's good to see you on the stream at least. Thank you for joining. And I think he's left because now there's one person less. Maybe Brenda's also left now. What happened to her easy? Michael, do you think Brenda's left? Because I think she's very quiet. I like the housekeeping questions and everything. Me too. Because they're very concise and they get to the point. And they've, how can I say, they're like wine. They have matured over time to get more precise and concise for people to understand. And, well, that's the reason why no one can debunk it, because it's reality. If it wasn't, it would have been gone long ago. Brenda's pronoun is sheeple. Okay, yeah, maybe I should just call her, maybe I just call her sheep. Can I call you sheep, Brenda? Sheeple. She'll be back. She'll be back around the mountain when she comes. She'll be going around the mountain when she comes. I still have to finish that other spoof song. Okay, Brenda says test. Yes, test, you are here. Have you figured out which housekeeping question you want to refute quickly? That's so easy to refute. I'm all ears. Very true, Michael. You did say so. But then again, she is very predictable. Brenda, can I ask you a question? Because I'm not really sure. Because Kat has a problem that I called you it because I'm not sure if you're female or male. I just want to know, are you female or male? Were you born a male or female? That's all I want to know, sorry. It's just something that's been bothering me all these years that I just don't really get. My pronouns are pseudo and assumption. So pick a question, Brenda. Yes, we've been waiting. Come on. It's so easy to debunk. So easy. Yet it takes so long just to give us one refutation. One. Just one. Come on. This is really giving us dead air around here. Maybe this is one of the things you're trying to do is just give dead air. Because I know that is one of the tactics the ballers like to play on the channels, to give dead air or mute it so people will not come on the stream to watch. I posted a reply. Okay, Brenda is going to pretend to be... I put what reply? I haven't seen anything, Brenda. And yeah. Brenda is going to pretend to be triggered. Probably. Usually does get triggered. Okay, Brenda. So you posted a reply. So which one? Which housekeeping question are we going to tackle today? I don't know if you guys watched that video with Mr. Sensible on the drift. I actually laughed at it. I actually told him it was actually good because he took parts of my first live stream and he edited to make an answer with it. I think it was quite funny, so I do applaud him for that. Brenda, it's above. What's above, Brenda? There's nothing here. There's no comment from you. Oh, there we go. No, definitely not. That's too high up. So, Brenda, there's nothing. So please, can you stop lying? Stop obfuscating. You clearly said the housekeeping questions are easy to refute. So I'm going to ask again. Give us one that we can converse with. So, one. How can she beat her curved horizontal? I have no idea. See, that say shoe is a phenomenon at this stage, so that's quite close. But it's not as bad as FTSE refracted hand. You know, he actually emailed me, he wants to debate now about refraction, which I told him I'm not interested. All I want is his demonstration of his refracted hand. If you haven't watched that video, I'll put the link down below as well, because he claims your hand is refracted 10 centimeters in front of your face. And you know what his reason is? Your hand emits enough heat energy to change the density of gas around your hand, and thus you have refraction. That's his argument. So I'm asking him, please go and demonstrate it for me. Will he be able to do that? I don't know. Yeah. Brenda, are you going to repeat so we can get somewhere, or are you just wasting our time? Because if you are, we can always move on to someone else that actually wants to do something. Brenda figured it out. What did you figure out? Just give us one thing you said that you can refute that's easy on the housekeeping questions. Yeah, Craig is not the smartest tool in the shed. He did say he was in the Navy as a nuclear physicist, but I highly doubt it. I think he was more of a Tata Pila's assistant, and he had a friend that was the nuclear physicist, maybe. Okay. Brenda, stop making excuses. You posted it. That's bullshit. I'm the administrator here. There's not one comment showing you've ever posted it. So instead of making flipping excuses on you posted it, just post it again. How's that? You made a claim, back it up. And this is why I get triggered sometimes, because you get idiots like this that they make a claim, and then when asked to back it up, they make excuses why they can't back it up. If you made a claim and you typed it out, you'd easily be able to type it out again. Simple as that. Yeah, but I don't think time out yet, because just now we're going to wait another half an hour just to get to one thing she has to say. I posted it, but you can't see it, so where do you think it is? It hasn't been posted. Stop lying, Brenda. So now I can call you a liar as well live on YouTube land. Everybody, Brenda is an utter liar, because I am the administrator here. I've gone through all the comments. There's not one comment from her actually showing a refutation. And if she did have one, she would type it out again. So, yes, it's there. You don't know how to. It's not on my PC, first of all. I'm using my cell phone. Second of all, I'm going through all my comments to self, and I know how to use a PC. Okay? I was a graphic designer for 10 years. Please. Stop making excuses. I don't care if you say you've posted it. Type it again. Type it again. Type it again. Brenda is a professional time waster. Oh, that's true. Sometimes YouTube blocks comments, but not live chat. Yeah, but like I said, you can type it again. It's not difficult. So the light past the alleged globe horizon has the tendency to bend flat. Why isn't it just flat? That's actually a very good question, guys. Why isn't it just flat? It's in the filter, Flatzoid. No, it's not in the filter. Let's see. Broadcast info. I'm back. Okay. So, great keeping housekeeping. Yes. That's a brilliant housekeeping question. I don't know how to use my PC while I use a phone. Just retype it. Thank you. Brenda, So I went to check, and there's definitely nothing from you. So thank you for being that you're outright liar, showing everybody. If you didn't know, I do have a Discord server if anybody wants to join in sometime, because I'm planning on having some live chats on there as well. Let's see. Don't forget to hit that boop like button. It really does help. Okay. Oops, I can put the banner up there. Okay. Just man up and admit it's flat and If you want to know the answer, you have to agree to debate me. See what I'm saying? Another obfuscation. You made a claim, back it up or get timed out. Michael, it's up to you. Any mod on your, I've had it with this Brenda. Brenda made a claim, cannot even just tell us which one they want to refute. Therefore, I don't give a damn. Anybody else that's on here that wants to refute any housekeeping questions that actually have the balls to do so? Because I'm all ears, I'm here. We can converse and do it all you want. Yes, and it's a sad shame if they think anybody like Brenda, if they have to rely on people like Brenda to actually defend their globe, it's sad. So, that was her refutation that's so easy about FED housekeeping questions. To obfuscate and waste our time and then say, if you want to chat, agree to debate. Yeah. Brenda is the best of the Charles. Hey Travis, good to see you. Yeah, he's also got some good content, guys. His Ether-band videos are really awesome. I do appreciate his support here. Do go and check his channel out afterwards as well, because he does bring some cool Ether-bandiness out. Travis, I wonder if these guys will ever, the Globers will ever understand that we live on a horizontal plane. And therefore, if you're seeing optical effects like mirages, you're seeing it over the horizontal, not vertical. And you think they'll ever get that? Hey Tom, good to see you. Welcome. Glad you're here. Glad you could come. Everybody drink. I wish I could, but I drank my coffee quite a long time ago. It's good to see you, Tom. Glad you joined. Good to see everybody here. People of superiority. Yeah. One can only hope. Yes, one can only hope. All we can do is we can just push out the information that we provide with observations like we do, with actual information, and just hope somebody catches it someday, because we are quite censored in that. How can I put it in that world? Because at the end of the day, the consensus is for a globe, and they're going to push everything they can to keep that globe alive. That's why when you see any publications on refraction, they go and explain a flat plane, horizontal plane, and then say, because sphere, therefore it has to be a sphere kind of thing. And then they just see that the guy says it's a sphere, so therefore it has to be a sphere, instead of actually going through the actual article and reading everything relies on horizontal first. Doesn't make sense, but yeah, it's quite a nonsensical time we live in. Yeah, so would you guys be able to just give me 2 seconds? I'm coming now. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, sorry about that. Hope everybody's still here. Yes, everybody's still here. Okay. Molan Lev, great to see you. The globe needs people like Brenda. Yeah, actually, they do, because you need stupid to try and cover up other stupid. So the more stupid people you have as a backfall, the less stupid the other guy looks, which makes sense. Either willful ignorant or lying. Actually, both, because I mean, to be willfully ignorant, you're actually lying to yourself. So, actually, yeah. Thank you for joining the stream, everybody. You guys are awesome. If you haven't already, boop that like button. It really helps the channel. Yes, Plain Truth, his comedy, I keep up to date now. I see he put another video out last night. Gonna still watch it, I haven't watched it yet. He has also some great observations. I really do like his work as well. He's also a guy to check out, guys. It's a small channel, so do subscribe to him, as he has really great observations, just like Travis at Plain Truth. I'll put the links down in the description box after the stream. I installed a new stock clothing toilet seat today. That's more interesting than Brenda. Yeah, but you see, Brenda's just, yeah, Brenda hasn't been able to answer anything, comes up with idiotic excuses on why I can't even say. Apparently, it's blocked, but this shows nothing that is blocked. Yeah, weird. I mean, is it so difficult to just say, okay, I made a claim that the FED housekeeping questions is so difficult to debunk, are so easy to debunk. So I'm going to choose gravity, for instance. Any scientific evidence of gravity. Now I've made a claim against it. I'm just going to tell you, this is what's happening. Why couldn't Brenda do that? Because Brenda knows it's impossible to debunk. Brenda cannot do anything. That's why you haven't got one globe, like I say, zealot on here, actually debunking any housekeeping question, because it's impossible. Brenda should change her perspective, not to sex. Yeah, I agree. It's all in the mind. The mind is much more important. My mic just hangs staticky. Why? I don't understand. Is it getting better now? Hello, testing 1 2 1 2. Thanks, Michael. Yes, there's Plain Truth's channel. If you guys want, you can click on the link. Definitely worth a look. Thanks, Michael. Really great. Appreciate it. Okay. Thank you, all the Patreon supporters. You guys rock. The people that join the Rooster Dennis, Kiki, Seabass, and Michael Kahn. And then obviously, you know, the merch store is running. And if you want to chat, you can become a Patreon member and we can chat. Sound is so weak. I'm so sorry. I really wish I could do something about the sound. It's good. Maybe I should try tomorrow morning's live stream on Zoom. Do you think that might make a difference? Because like I said, on StreamYard, they don't support my mic. Maybe on Zoom it does support my mic and we can try that. But you guys game for that? It's just, yeah, I do like the setup, yeah. Blow on it like an old Nintendo cartridge. Okay, let's try. Is it working now? I don't know if it's working better now. Testing 1 2 1 2. Are you here? Can anybody hear me? Guess not. Looking at that, I think I just have to shave again. I haven't shaved in like a few days. I'm going to start looking like a bum again if I don't shave. No, sadly. Hey Gary, nice to see you. Yeah, sorry about the sound. It just seems to not want to work with me today again. It's quite frustrating, but good to see you, dude. I'm glad you're here. Gary as well has very great demonstrations on panorama construction and angles. So anybody's interested can also go look at his channel afterwards. It's really, really worth it. Yeah, I can't believe we've gone on for an hour and 40 minutes. Quite cool. Hey, calling me a bum. Yeah, I do look like a bum actually. Like I said, I have to shave. I mean, after like 3 days, I'm crazy. This is like 2 3 days. Beard. I go through razor blades like crazy. That's why I can't use a normal shave. I actually have to use my hair clippers to take it off, and then I use my my actual blades, you know, those what's the name those use in the barbers. I actually use those. Those are the only ones that really work for me to get the clean shave. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. And even those, I have to replace the blades every now and then. Just wish if it grows here, it would grow back here. That's why I have this kind of cowlick hairdo going here just to cover the bald. Because my wife, she says, I told her, doesn't I just get rid of the hair once off and just go bald? She says, no. Otherwise, I maybe have to get myself a wig or something. I constantly look like a bum. Don't we all? It's just crazy. But I really do appreciate everybody's support, and it's mind-blowing that I actually get people even with the crazy bad sound and not very good lighting. You know, like I said, I do want to make it better. So it's not intentional. Just to let everybody know, I'm trying to get it better. We shall overcome. I don't even have a comb really anymore. I do have a brush though. Yes, Brenda really ran away. Brenda cannot defeat the housekeeping questions after making a simple statement that is really easy to defeat. That is how they roll. Excuse the pun. So is there not anybody else here? Should we say it like on Gladiator? Are you not entertained? Oh, thanks, Science, dude. It's great to see you here. You really do rock. I can't wait to see you again. Same time tomorrow, so if you do show up, it'll be good. Thanks for your all the best. Have a great day, dude. Cheers, cheers. See, everybody says, we beat the best. We beat the beast. Well, we do actually live in a beast system, so technically we do beat the beast. Sometimes I'm too scared to sing on live streams and stuff. Just now they're going to give me content strikes because I've had so much content strikes from ballers on my channel. It's been crazy. I've had to refute so much, and it has nothing to even on my own content. They want to try and claim copyright claims on my own content I make. This is how bad clovers are. That I've had to refute that. It's mind-boggling. Where is he? Why is he not clicking? Peace, dude. Thanks for joining. Cheers. Okay. We can talk science if you guys want to talk science. I mean, we still got time. Has the globe got any science? No, they only have pseudoscience because they work in subjective, not objective reality. Everything they post or believe in is based in belief. So, yeah, science today, or punted as science, is not science, it's just pseudoscience because they, how can I put it, take something and just use their belief in it and say it's science because they got a white lab coat. Oh, Michael. Oh, and I don't know if you can hear that, someone's starting to cut grass. Yeah. Well, it is already, what, 10 to 8, so I'm not surprised. And tomorrow, like I said, I'm going to have a live stream early tomorrow morning as well, at the same time. It's actually good because at 8 o'clock, the electricity is going off tomorrow until tomorrow night. So it's going to be off for 11 hours or something, which is really, really sucks. Oh, 0. You're trying to say 0, okay. Exactly, 0. Only clicking now at 0 for science. Exactly, got 0 science. I mean, I've even tried to reach out to Dr. Becky, the astrophysicist, before. What happens? Just ignores me plainly out because I ask a simple question that any logical person would ask. Can you please provide me science of that one observation you just made? She hasn't replied. I mean, I even replied again with the kind of thing saying, you just have any hypothesis, a scientific hypothesis that you have published. I mean, obviously she had to become a physicist, astronomical physicist. I mean, you literally have to give in the dissertations and everything. So why can I not get anything? Then their excuse is probably, oh, this guy is just some crazy flat earther. I thought science was objective, not subjective. That means you're just putting a belief before actually just showing your science. Yeah, that's why I laugh at string theory today as well. String theory is definitely not science, and every scientist, actual scientist today, will tell you the same thing. String theory is just, yeah, bogus. Because they always have to push to conceptuals instead of reality. What happened to the times when science was based in reality and not conceptions? What happened to that? The day that people took actual science and observed the natural reality and decided, hang on, because I have a narrative to support, I have to make up some concept where nobody can actually go and refute it and have consensus on my side, so I can be seen as a scientist. It's sad, actually. It's actually insanity. Consensus is not science. So every time someone comes, it's being peer-reviewed, I laugh at them because peer review has been shown to just be a money-making scam because they literally pay out people today to get peer-reviewed. That's all it is. And peer review is also just consensus. That's why you get peer review as push the science today. It's not science. Unfortunately, peer review is not objective, it's subjective in the manner that the people are taking what they're seeing and they're doing a peer review statement based on concepts. So that's about it. So science is not scientific today. There's no such thing as globe science. Wow, the stream has become quite dead. I'm starting to think everybody has gone home. Although it does show 12 people still in the live stream. It's quite hectic talking to myself. If you haven't noticed, I do also have a Telegram page now also available. I'll put that link also down below if you guys want to join a Telegram sometime and also keep up to date. Clouds defy gravity. Actually, they do, yes. And what are the excuses? Electromagnetic forces. So in other words, they're actually just saying it's electromagnetic forces which is stronger than their beloved gravity, and therefore affirming that gravity has no effect. And yes, gravity has no effect on the direction of gas, physics 101, and if I hear another antiplanet to tell me gravity does hold gas down, please go and demonstrate it and go and tell every physics professor out there that says gravity has no effect on the direction of gas. Go and tell them and see what they say to you. Because in reality, gravity does nothing to gas. It has no effect on the direction of gas. And this is proven by demonstration, over and over and over again. Entropy will increase as the microstates expand. Yeah. Okay. So, does anybody else want to add anything, or are we all sharp? Oh, the one thing I have to say, my garage smells like biltong. It's making me kind of hungry. Great to see the new people coming. Michael, if you want, you can come and talk a bit if you want. It'd be quite cool to have someone to talk on if you're still here, Michael. Because you are a patron, it's one of the perks. I can always send you a link and you can come on. Sonic Avenger, great to see you, but we have a gradient. Why isn't entropy expanding? Entropy doesn't expand, first of all. Second of all, entropy is just, how can I say, a measure of the physical microstates in its surrounding system. So the increase in entropy is actually still taking place in our system. It's just taking place at different intervals. I mean, we're in the same system, so It's a dynamic closed system, so you're going to have pressure gradients. But to have that pressure gradient, first you need to have containment to have pressure, because pressure is a force exerted on a container wall. That gas is exerting a force on that container wall. In other words, that's how we have pressure. Yes, increasing. Yeah. So if it was an open system, it would increase to the surrounding system. And because the reason we do have pressure gradients and we do breathe is the reason it's closed. Because the second law of thermodynamic states, entropy would increase and the available gas will fill the available space. And the reason we have fill to fill the void, exactly what I said. It's just about the, like I said, we live in a dynamic system. I did try and explain it before. On the ground level, you've got more things for the gas to hit around, therefore the pressure is higher. Go higher up, there's more open, vast area to fill, so it takes longer to fill, and therefore you have less pressure. Okay. Kiki Bass, what did Bob say about the disequilibrium? Funny thing is, Bob messaged me. I luckily took a screenshot because he deleted the thread. He told me, trying to go and, I don't know, trying to badmouth me and whatever, telling me how sad it is, I must get my head checked and stuff. So I was all courteous with him, telling him, it's fine, you want to talk about it and everything. But yeah, eventually he deleted his thread. But he did say he's going to bring a video out explaining to me just how wrong it is. I've not yet seen that video because it's been, what, 2-3 days now? So, yeah. We'll see if he's still going to bring out, but like I said, I do have a screenshot, but I don't really want to just bring out a screenshot because I'm not going to try and paint his name bad. I've got nothing against Bob or anything. I really do enjoy Glowbuster still, even though I don't agree with a lot of the things they say. But at the end of the day, hey, everybody's got their own opinion. So if he's going to do a video, I'll be happy to converse with him. I told him I'll be happy to talk to him about it. So we'll see what happens. I would if I was awake. Kiki Asibas, you can also come on if you want. I can send you the link. It'll be really cool if someone wants to come chat. Doesn't really matter. Okay. Yet we have a void in the upper atmosphere. Okay. I did just explain. There's no such thing as atmosphere, even though it's punted as atmosphere, because you know the reason, oxymoron, atmosphere isn't sphere shaped. The reason we have void, which is not actually void, is because there's more open area inside the system. There's more to hit around at the bottom of, where can I say, the system. It's still closed. Just because you got less pressure higher up doesn't mean that you're supposed to have less pressure down low. It's constantly trying to equalize, but because there's so much dynamics in the system, it's struggling to equalize. Temperature changes constantly, wind causes everything, the topography is everywhere. So it's going to cause a difference in pressure gradients, and it takes longer for that to disperse. That's why you get denser gas. If you throw it down, it takes longer to disperse than something that's less dense. Entropy still doesn't matter what it is, entropy is still increasing. It just disperses differently because we're in a dynamic system. Okay. Why is it all allowing it to span? Okay, I just think I explained that to you. On my girlfriend is still asleep. Okay, Michael. No, I understand. Don't worry, dude. But we'll definitely do a chat another time. I see anyway now it's been 2 hours going on. My wife and children are probably awake already, and I'll probably have to make coffee and whatever. Air has density, exactly. We've had thousands of millions of years. No, you've had a belief that it's thousands of millions of years, and even if it was billions of years, it wouldn't make a difference because you would still have an ever-changing system. It's dynamic for a reason. I mean, you can actually demonstrate this using any container you want. Thanks Blue Marble Science for using your longer pipe to demonstrate you can have pressure gradient inside a system. If you left that long enough, that butane in that pipe would still disperse into that. Actually, he did demonstrate it. That's why he kept on having to fill it up again, because it's still dispersed. It just takes longer because it's denser. No, you state it was dynamic, but not give any real explanation. I did. temperature changes, pressure changes, area changes, kind of gas behavior. And yes, entropy is increasing, still increasing the whole time. No one says it's not. Thousands of years of entropy, and yet we still have the same gradient. Okay, let's put it this way. If you have a balloon this size, okay? You have a balloon this size, and you fill it up with air. How long does it take to fill up? Now, take a balloon that's this size and fill up with air. Does it take longer to fill that larger balloon up with air than the smaller one? Answer is yes. So, how large is Earth? Quite interesting. Takes much longer to fill up. And yes, where does all the gas originate from? Obviously the surface. When it did, what it did is all just a belief though. Entropy is increasing disorder. Exactly. It's just disorders, microstates, which we see constantly. I don't understand what's your problem with it. Thermodynamics, exactly. It's just thermodynamics. Okay. Well, I think that's about it for the live stream today. Unless you guys want to go on a bit longer, just let me know. I wouldn't be, actually, Michael, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not Brenda, because it's kind of the same circular reasoning and arguments Brenda would give, repeating and repeating. Gradient is order. Gradient has an order to it. It doesn't mean it is in order. Do you think if you go 20 kilometers up, it's has exactly the same gradient right around? No. It's just at that area where you're measuring using a container, by the way. You have different gases all over. Dalton's law. That's different dispersed gases continuously everywhere. Yes, I also think it's Brenda. Brenda's probably just not brave enough to come and be as Brenda, you can say. Okay, so I think that's about it for the stream. I just want to say thank you everybody for coming on. I really do appreciate it. Remember to hit that like button, and your support is highly appreciated. I do have a Telegram group. I'm going to stick that down below. And if you want to chat sometime, become a patron member. It's one of the perks. Really great to see you guys, and we can all chat. And again, I do have a merch store running. So any support you do have does help, so I can get the better equipment so we can actually converse better. And again, thank you for Kiki's Asibas and Michael Kahn for joining the Rooster Den. You guys rock. Thank you all the supporters. You are all awesome. Take care, everyone. Till next time. God bless. Cheers, guys.